Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My guy's looking pretty miserable, desperately in need of a haircut so he can get his normal haircut back. But yeah, so back on the Geek server on the island map on this kind of primitive thing. I started exploring it. This is already been done. Dead on. Cool. Yeah, so I did a bit of building last time. It was quite a sort of just a starter episode, and I've gone quite a bit further with that building since then. So this is the completed starter building. Let me see if I can get kind of a good spot over there without killing myself. That hurt. So yeah, I've done a bit. This is just kind of the product of an evening, and last time we saw this it was kind of a shell. I'd just done the outer walls and done really a lot with it, but it's come quite a long way now. It's actually, I'm kind of happy with it. It's done. I'm just trying to get you a decent camera angle. Yeah, I think it's looking quite cool. I did a bit of a, as I said before, if you've watched that previous episode, I did a bit of a random shape, and I like doing that, but it often means you run into challenges with the ceilings and the roofs, but kind of like the way this one's turned out. We'll just jump down. So I don't think this was here in the previous episode, but built this kind of this little mini crafting area. It's going to be like a lean-to. Obviously I've got to finish that, and this sort of alfresco dining thing I've just kind of stuck down. But so this is the building. When we first looked at it last episode, I had sort of decided on the combination of the kind of wall textures, so the double doors and the sort of acting as pillars, and then the stone and the wood combo. Obviously I've painted it all now, so I've painted the stone walls and the floors in grey, I think it is, or whatever that one's called. Can't remember what it's called. And then parchment for the walls. I've left the double doors as they were, and I've left those top stone pieces as they were, just because they're up in the light more. It doesn't really need to be dark. Pillars are in parchment. So let's go inside. So it's kind of, you'll have to let me know what you think about this. So I've done something that I've kind of, it was always kind of going to be a tight little space, but kitchen area. This is my thing that I'm kind of not 100% sure about. So I wanted this idea of like a divide. I've done this in a couple of my builds. I did this on one of the Ironmine builds actually, where I've sort of custom room divider. I think it actually works. It's one of the canvases. In that context, it actually works quite well with the herbs on there, because it makes it feel like a kitchen. And so I painted some stripes, loaded an image in with stripes on this side, just to give it a kind of interest. So yeah, let me know what you think. You can get around it. Obviously I've decorated the living space. Kitchen is just kind of eco stuff with a bunch of kind of bits and pieces all stuck in there. We are kind of limited on our decor pieces on this server, as kind of the game is generally, but as someone who loves to decorate and does decorate interiors, I'm always crying out for more decor pieces. But I think this is looking kind of full, kind of thorough. So yeah, let me know what you think, and then let me know what you think about this divide thing. I put some pipes into it, just some stone pipes to give it, just give it, I don't know, another texture, and to make it look like it's kind of structural. So I placed a fence foundation down to put a glass wall on. For any of you guys that are new, if you haven't seen me building an Ark before, I use the hidden glass. The fact that you can hide away the S Plus glass pieces is a real kind of a really handy little tool, I think. and so I kind of use that all over the place. This is one somewhere where there is actually a glass wall hidden in there in order to let me put these canvases back to back. And then in the actual living space, so nothing too clever here, just kind of some bit of decoration. And then if you've noticed that, so that again is somewhere, as it's one of those sort of perpetual frustrations of Ark, that so you give us a beautiful mantelpiece but don't allow us to put anything down on it. So I had to kind of do a little bit of cheating to do that. So I have a let's see if we can kind of so I have a fence foundation that I've free placed on this rock at that angle, and then I have built up a couple of glass walls and put glass walls. So there's actually glass walls in the fireplace, also glass triangle ceilings hidden in that fireplace, and that gives me a surface. Am I stuck? No, good. That gives me a surface to be able to put down something on the mantelpiece. Now you can see it slightly glitches in, but obviously unless I was drawing your attention to that, you wouldn't have noticed. So then, not an enormous amount upstairs, little kind of cozy little nook. The trick I find often with the ceilings, in doing sort of custom ceilings, is that what you often come out with is actually it makes more sense to do like almost like a double layer of ceiling, if that makes sense, or a double layer of roof. So this would be a lot more messy. I'm going to try and give you an example of how you would actually, okay, you can tell I've done this, but so look, if you look up there, see there's a box that goes out. Let's give this a cursor for a second. Can we get a paintbrush? Yeah, not really. Let's do it with this. So you see there's a square box up there, and there's quite a lot of odd sort of shapes and bits and pieces. But then when you go inside, there isn't a box, it's an angle. And I've done that, I often do that just to tidy up the internal look of a ceiling, because as everyone knows who plays Ark, it's often a challenge to get ceilings that aren't regular. It's one of those things that kind of drives it drives that kind of lean toward buildings all looking the same, being the same shape. So as you see by this building, there's nothing particularly, I mean, I suppose it's not totally out of whack, but it's kind of a bit of a random set of shapes, all put together. Just noticed I missed a bit of paint there. So yeah, that's it, guys. Just a quickie. Obviously I've got lots more to build, but just as a kind of a starter thing, I think this is probably going to do me as a little home base. And yeah, I've got probably next thing is to probably build something out there, and then I'm going to stop using all Or's resources, my tribe mate, and then look to kind of move out probably somewhere once I've got a bit more established. Right guys, so I hope you thought it was interesting. Do let me know what you think about this canvas thing. I mean, one of the things I actually kind of thought would be interesting, I'd never tried this, but when I was painting that, I thought, God, actually, I wonder if you could completely line the inside of a building with these canvases butted up against each other, and therefore to allow you to completely effectively create your own textured wallpaper. Be interesting to see what I can do with that. Might try that at some point in the future. But yeah, do let me know what you think, and think if that looks a bit odd, or if it looks immediately like a canvas or not, or if you kind of feel it does work as a kind of a room divide. Right guys, well yeah, thanks for watching. My name's Toves. I shall catch you in the next one, and yeah, look forward to it. Take it easy.